Welcome to Embracing Infinity, exploring the infinite oneness in the space of love and truth. Host Jennifer Rose is an international spiritual medium, healer, channeler, mentor, and transformational guide. Her focus is encouraging individuals to know themselves within the lens of their divine heart and highest potential, to evolve within the frequency of love and peaceful harmony. Now, here's your host, Jennifer Rose.
Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to those across the pond. Welcome to Embracing Infinity. I'm Jennifer Rose, and I want to thank you all for sharing time and space with us here for the next hour. Welcome to the Sacred Spiral Network. We've been going for a couple of months, and Kelly is doing a phenomenal job producing all of her shows, and I want to give a shout out to her too. I'm so excited that Debbie Romero is back. Spirit moved the pieces around, the little chessboard pieces around, and brought us together again here today, this Friday. And we have a really, really fun show planned for you all. We're going to be talking about spirit animals, in particular dragons, and doing some channeling, getting some names of your spirit dragons, and doing some messages as well. So it's a little bit of a different show today as well. And we're going to be talking about some of the full moon energy that kind of shifted things around last week too for everybody too. So a lot of fun planned today, and a couple of quick announcements before we get started. And I'm looking forward to saying hello to everybody that's joining here today too. Tomorrow, actually, let me start with today. Today at 1 p.m. Pacific, which is 9 p.m. in the UK, Kelly Brickle will be on doing her numerology hour. So quick lunch break or a dinner break, and then head back onto YouTube or Facebook, and she'll be doing her numerology readings. You don't want to miss that. And tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. in the UK, I'm going to be going live on my page, Medium Jennifer Rose, and Jennifer Rose, interviewing a beautiful person and beautiful soul, Craig Hendricks. He's a good friend and colleague of mine, and he's doing some great work with healing, particularly related to healing cancer too. And so we're going to be having a lovely discussion on all of the beautiful work that he's creating with spirit in the terms of healing and cancer. And he has a beautiful guide of Mary Magdalene. So you don't want to miss it if you can make it. So we hope that you can. And on Sunday, I'm going to be having my For the Love of Spirit Sunday spiritual service. And that is also at 10 a.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. in the UK. Our guest medium and inspired speaker is Paul Bannister from England. So we're excited to have him back again. Miss Debbie Romero and Miss Fran Pierce will both be sharing poetry on Sunday. So we're doubling up on the poetry because we all love pretty words, especially as spirit helps to inspire us with them. And of course, Melinda Oling and Nancy Maritala are there as well too, and they help with the healing and the messages as well. So we've got a lot of just a beautiful, beautiful Sunday plan. So we hope that you can make it. The details for that are on my website, and I'm also posted it on both of my pages as well. Okay. And next week, you don't want to miss Transcend with Debbie. Debbie has her own show on Wednesdays, 11 a.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. UK. So that's all of my announcements for now. And as we're getting on, I'm going to put my eyes on to help me see. I want to say hi to Lynn that's here. Thanks for joining, Lynn. Hi, Craig. Good to see you. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Laura's here. Great to see you, Laura. And Jennifer McCormick, hello, hello. Hello, Miss Stacia is here too. And Erica is joined. So I'm so happy to see all of you as we're all coming back on this fine Friday. It's a beautiful summer day. The sun is shining, the sky is blue, the trees are blooming. And there is Miss Shannon. Hey, Shannon. She made it. She's got Glenda, the good witch, with all of her beautiful sparkly. Shannon, let me know if you want to come on to our dragon discussion later. Okay, we can get the link sent over to you. Okay, Shannon knows the dragons too. And then we've got Ray joining us as well here, and Ian Fawcett. Hello, hello. Great to see you all. So beautiful, beautiful. I'm glad we got all of our announcements away and got to say hi to everybody too. Hiya, hiya. Um, so with this beautiful day and with so many flowers blooming, there's been a lot of energy around the flowers coming in from spirit recently in these last couple of days too, trying to sort of bring a little bit of the glory and the beauty and the lightness because this full moon that we just had was a bit of a humdinger. Debbie, would you mind sending Shannon the link? Yay, thank you. Debbie or Kelly, thank you. And so this full moon was a bit of a humdinger, and it challenged us in a lot of ways. And Debbie and I will be talking a little bit about that as well. But it's made people do a lot of what I want to say is questioning of the reality. So what's going on in the collective right now is a lot of people are kind of questioning what is real, what is the meaning of things, why are things shifting and changing so much, when are things going to kind of come to sort of a let up or things like that. So a lot of these like big questions are coming up from people questioning their reality. So that's been very big in the collective right now too. And this full moon brought a lot of challenges in the way of putting a lot of what I want to see is deeper illusions in front of us, a lot of smoke and mirrors and things coming at us. And we're like, whoa, what's going on? Because we feel like we're getting a little bit like sidelined by things like we got tricked. Basically, there's a bit of a trickster energy that came in, and that's always coming in to challenge us because that means spirit, our higher self knows they want to push us to keep looking deeper. They want to push us to keep going further in our journey. Hey, Ronnie's joining us too. Hey, Isabel, good to see you. And so this energy has been pretty intense. There's also been stuff going on too that has put some people kind of back in the dark night of the soul, which is not what most people would expect in the beginning of summer. They don't want to be thrust back into like that little cocoon, and they're sort of back in the womb and the in the fluid and the water and all of that emotional energy that's coming forth and shifting things around. So this is very difficult to go through sometimes. So I understand, and I just want to kind of hold space and give love and healing to anybody who's kind of working through those things and kind of like why now winter's over. It should let up, because I'm seeing spirit come in and bringing in the flowers and the lightness and the beauty again too. So so let's just chat for a few minutes about reality too. And I want to bring Einstein in on this one too. And one of his most famous quotes is that reality is an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. Um, and we actually are going to be doing some messages, but we're focusing on spirit animals, particularly dragons today too. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So please hang out. Debbie's also has a special dragon attunement that we're going to do at the end. So you guys are gonna want to not miss that. Sorry. I got tangled up in my thoughts there. Speaking of tangling, that's what we look at our reality and we're trying to question what is true. I know that when people go on this journey, one of their biggest questions is they want to know the truth. They want to know the truth. And it can be a huge journey to get to that too, because we're constantly moving through layers and looking deeper and looking deeper. So what we think is true for us or what we believe can consistently change over time. So it's really important to be able to be open to new information coming in. The reason why we want to keep that openness and that spaciousness is because as soon as our ideals get challenged, our beliefs about ourselves and our beliefs about how the world get challenged, that can throw us into more of that dark night of the soul where they're trying to like dissolve all of these old structures, all of these belief systems to bring us into that deeper truth of self, which is that we are these divine beings always connected to source. That source is moving through us, that life is happening through us, not necessarily to us, even though it feels that way. And that's okay too. It's all part of the experience. So I want to make sure that we give ourselves grace for everything that we are experiencing. Okay. And one of the other things okay, I want to make sure I want to pick up something. Okay, this is what is so beautiful about the questioning that we were talking about this search for truth. Einstein also says the important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. One cannot help but be in awe when he contemplates the mysteries of eternity, of life. Just got a knock on the wall, of all the marvelous structures of reality. It is enough if one tries merely to comprehend a little of this mystery every day, never lose a holy curiosity. And for those of you who like words just like me and love poetry and all that, that's just like magic to my ears to hear that holy curiosity. Because Einstein was a scientist, but you can see the essence of his spirit, of his soul, of his connection to the universe, of to the all that is. And he had this deep understanding beyond just logic and reasoning. He understood the importance of experience. He understood that even if this is, a dream reality, how important the dream is. And this is what we are all doing. We are dreams within dreams. We have been dreamt of from the great creator of the dreamer of all dreamers. And we live within dreams upon dreams. And we continue to dream our lives forward as we experience our reality as it's been channeled and projected through us too. And this consistently changes and shifts. And that can bring us into a little bit of a pretzel when we think about it. But all we have to do is just take a step back and just say, okay to all that, and just kind of go, wow. And so what do we do next? What do we do next? Because as I said before in previous discussions, many people on the spiritual path are seeking enlightenment. They're seeking a destination that will help them to transcend maybe the suffering of this reality or the duality of this reality. But I think most people find there is that saying, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. We expect our lives to change. But what I've noticed too is that through my own awakening, through my own understanding of reality and how it works, it doesn't change the fact that I'm still me living as me. So I have this awareness, but so there is the embodiment of the soul. This is where you get that greater understanding, but then you realize that there is no greater joy than to be here now and have that understanding that you are dreaming a great dream, that you are living a great dream beyond what we can comprehend. And how beautiful is that, too? I also want to move to James Allen. He was a philosopher and writer of As a Man Thinketh. And he says a beautiful things about dreaming. He says, let me see, I just want to make sure I pick the right one that I pick. Okay. A couple of things. He says, dream lofty dreams, and as you dream, so shall you become. Your vision is the promise of what you shall one day be. Your ideal is the prophecy of what you shall at last unveil. So he really understands that connectivity. And he also says, the visions you glorify in your mind, the ideals you enthrone in your heart, this you will build your life by, this you will become. And one last one, because this is all about color, and I love colors. The world is your kaleidoscope, and the varying combination of colors, which at every succeeding moment it presents to you, are the exquisitely adjusted pictures of your ever-moving thoughts. And think about that just for a moment. Just stop and pause and think about the beauty of the mind as it moves with the heart. When those two come together, mind, heart, soul, spirit, divinity, all wrapped up into one beautiful package. To be spiritual, to have understanding of your spiritual nature is one of the most beautiful gifts, because then you realize one very important thing. You are a dream who is dreaming. You are the dream itself, the dreamer and the dream. And another knock on my wall. There is great meaning and purpose to your life. And so with that knowledge, you come back here here into this beautiful world that we live in and make it more beautiful for yourselves and for each other. This is the collective ascension of humanity, for yourself and for each other, together through love, kindness, compassion, understanding, looking through the eyes, with the eyes of the divine at each other and realizing there is a light in everybody. This is how we make this reality a bigger, brighter, and more beautiful dream come true. Thank you for listening. I appreciate all of you so very much. And I want to say hi to everybody else who has joined us here today. Isabel, Nina, Sherry, let me see, Elizabeth, Melinda's here, beautiful. Marion, hello, and Rhea, beautiful. Charlene, thank you all so much for joining. Cheyenne is here too. Thank you all so much for being here. Now, can we please bring in the fabulous and wonderful Debbie Romero? Hi, Debbie.
Hey, girl. How you
beautiful?
Doing? Oh, you had me in trance, girl. You were taking me down when you were just speaking all those beautiful words.
I know. I'm a lot less Jennifer and a lot more.
You're just bringing in spirit hot. Coming in hot, girl.
Yeah. How are you doing this Friday, my darling?
I'm doing so good. And I love how you talked about the flowers. Like, I wear my flower hat specifically for you because I know you love sunflowers, but we all really are channeling that energy of the flowers, of the rebirth, of those colors. And so when you said it, it was like, yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's such a gift too, because I know that. Sup, Debbie?
What's up?
Melinda's here. Our cosmic angel has joined.
Hey.
She is in the house. Beautiful. Hi, Elizabeth. Look at all your fan clubs here, Debbie.
Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Stacia. Hey, Laura. What up, Nina? Chi-Town's in the house. It looks like Chicago's up in here. That's what's up. Hey, Erica from Infinity Girl. What's up, Infinity?
Hello. So we can't help but giggle. You know, Debbie is my soul sister. You know, we have known each other many a lifetime. And so when we get together, it all breaks loose.
We were in trouble before we even started.
Yeah, we were already starting to
Well, you know, spirit just likes to get us going. They elevate us, take us into that frequency, so it's all good. Hey, Ronnie, what up, my dear friend? We're coming to see you, Ronnie. Shout out to my girl, Kelly Prickle, who had us in the giggles. If you only knew what happens behind the scenes.
I know, right? We were having a lot of fun there too. So I know that, Debbie, we were talking about this full moon energy and how it kind of threw a lot of people off our guard. We had some sudden mood changes. We had some energy coming in that was clouding what we thought to be true. And there's still some of the residual of that kind of coming into, we're kind of coming out of it, but some of it's moving through. There's a lot of, changes coming and really challenging us to go in, to look inside and find that internal wisdom versus so much of the external. It's always fun to get signs and symbols, but to really do that inward journey as well of getting like grounded into this reality too. So I know it's been pretty intense. What would you like to add to that?
Normally when I have a client and I know that they're very sensitive or attuned to the changes of the moon, right? It's always the first thing. It's like going to a doctor and you're getting a prescription. So it's always important to get a natal chart done to see where your alignments are and how and why is it affecting you. So I was looking for my book. I don't have it here. I have a book where it gives you different foods to eat, stretches to do. Basically, there are things out there, information on how to maneuver through the energies when they're more intense, because the moon amplifies us. And so if you're an emotional person, it's going to amplify that emotion, right? And so what's important is to anchor and to stay grounded, as you spoke of, Jennifer. And so this is where you would reach out to an astrologist. This is where you would take time if you really, really are being truly affected and it continuously shows up every time the month changes and you're like, oh man, I just felt this one, or this one really hit me or this one really got me. That is an indication that I should get a chart done. Also too, when things come to the surface, there's a healing that is offered to acknowledge what is coming to the surface, where and a numerologist report. Hey girl, and a numerologist report. Yes, those numbers don't play. Yes, Kelly. But really, we have to also take time to go within, to pause. When these energies are throwing us off and taking us out of disharmony, it is an opportunity to bring the chaos into balance. And so this is what comes to the surface requires attention. And what comes to the surface is making you deal with your stuff that you may have tucked away that wasn't ready to be dealt with at that moment. And so sometimes it could feel very trickster, because you're like, man, I was out of this. Like, what's up with this? Like, why did this come up? And there's a message in that. There is a shadow that's within that, that also can require a little bit of love. And we were talking about the trickster energy, and we talked about how it's to be still, not to react, and to also acknowledge it, and then give yourself that love that we always talk about. So I would say, if you're sensitive, book Kelly Brickle, get an astrology report or a numerology report, and it'll give you an indication where your chart is, where your zodiac is sitting, and what planets it's affecting. And look at Jennifer's talking to her GF up there, her God, her God
spirit is up there. Saying hello.
Hello, girl. Look at my girls up in here rocking it. So, and the lighting just gets brighter. So we're a little paranormal today. We're working.
I know, that's okay. That's okay. We've got love in the house. All right. So, but you're so right too. And I know we're coming out of it, but not completely. And there was a lot of Cancer coming into play, because I was reading up on this. A lot of Cancer coming to bring up the water, the emotions, things coming up to clear. And remember, these things aren't done. These energies aren't done to harm us. They're there to teach us and to keep us moving forward. And to because without these little things coming our way, we wouldn't keep like growing in our expansion. So I know that that's important. For us to understand, is not to feel victimized by it, although it can feel that way in the moment. Right. And that's okay to get through those emotions of that, and then just see how you can transcend that and move past it. There we are in the transcendence. And right. So I know that's why we wanted to bring in the dragon energy too, because that is very grounding, and that helps us to see through the illusions and be more clear and have more clarity with things right. too. But those smoke and mirrors come at us, and it's really hard. Like, that's why Einstein says it's a persistent one. So if somebody like Einstein can be like, hey, like it's, I think we're hoping that we can just never have anything like that. But I don't think that's the way it works here. It's it's a continuous journey until we move on into the next world. This is a multidimensional reality. It's not nearly as physical. It's flexible. It's malleable. Things can appear and disappear. So the solidity of this is an illusion itself too. Right. And that's where we get a little bit, in the pretzel. Well, you spoke of the trickster energy, and that is very much what's being brought forward with this energy. But this is the mastering thyself. How do you master your emotions? We all go within for change. We all go in for the opportunity to want to release. And so whatever it is that's coming to the surface, journaling, giving yourself permission to be okay to feel vulnerable. Sometimes things do feel disconnected, where you can feel you're in the illusion of things. And, there's a fine line that we walk when we're so sensitively open to the different realms of planes that we can tap into. And so some of it's very mysterious. Some of it's unexplained. And when we're tapping into those energies, we're bringing forward that essence of those planes and planets within our planet. And so I know I'm really going to take us a little out there, but if there are things that we are not aware of in this world, and we're tapping into other worlds and we're bringing it forward, it could be very misunderstood. And so this is where we have to anchor the unexplained in a way that is gentle, in a way that your body is receiving it, and the way your body is being attuned to it. There's magic in that if you really allow the spirit to unfold within yourself. Right. Very true. Thank you. Beautifully said. Stacey's connecting with it too. As several people have come to me saying like, like this weird thing happened to me, and I just like, I thought it was this, and then it was this, and it was almost like it was out of nowhere hitting people too. And so I was like, yeah. So it was very strong. It was a very I believe that was Neptune in Pisces that was coming in for that too, and then the Cancer Sun was bringing in all the emotions. And so it's a whole lot of placements, and some of them are going to be for, going on for a while. I am not an astrologist, but I read up on it to try to understand it better myself for everybody. And so we're definitely being challenged to stay grounded, to slow down, to be patient, and to really think things through with your internal knowing, not just with the mental, but also with the heart and your that depth of being within you, with your higher self too. So it's not a time to make like rush decisions. It's just a time to really just slow down and be patient with it all. So I hope that helps. Do we have Shannon in the house?
Yeah, she's here. Hey, Shannon girl. Mm-hmm.
Is she backstage?
She's backstage, Miss Angel Queen.
Okay, can we bring Shannon in? Yeah.
Hi, girl.
Hello. What a treat to see you both. I'm loving this discussion. I didn't expect to be included, so I'm just tickled to be here with you both.
Thank
I know.
you.
Christopher James is here too. Yay. So thank you for being a surprise joining us here today, Shannon. And, I found Shannon kind of brought it. Okay, so this is what happened. I don't remember where or when it was, but I remember that my own spirit dragon came to me and I got the name. And I think it might have been while I was in a discussion with you about it, or it was separate. I can't, because it was probably like 2 years ago too. And you had a broader understanding of that energy than I did at the time too, and understood that it comes into play when we are needing to have more of that strength, more of that power, have better boundaries and those things like that too. And then Debbie, I know you were saying that it comes into play to help us see through the illusion too. So that's why we thought it would be beautiful today to have a discussion about that. I'm going to hoping to channel a few names for people to get their spirit dragon's name, if it works out. And then I know Debbie brought her cards too, her dragon cards. And then Shannon, what would you like to share with us about how the beautiful dragon spirits can help us?
Well, what I love about this is that these two discussions that you're having with the trickster energy, as well as the dragon in my world, they go hand in hand. And for people who don't know, in addition to being a medium and doing some of the spiritual work, I'm also a coach. So I specialize in career and working with creatives. But one of the things I talk about with my clients is also claiming their own trickster energy, right? That when we feel that trickster energy around us, instead of letting it bowl us over and, getting swept away in it, taking that moment to claim our own divine trickster and our own ability to make choices, be clear about what we want, and really own our ability to to manifest and control our own destiny. So in conjunction with this, I was just having a lot of clients who were having misconceptions about anger and what it meant, especially my spiritual clients who were thinking that anger was something bad, something to be avoided. And so we created mutually with my clients, especially my female clients, but not always, this concept of the dragon as our ally, this thing to be honored and this thing to be witnessed and understood as an indicator of when we're being pushed too far or our boundaries are being violated. So that idea that we have that spark or that fire, that passion is the dragon. And if we're not paying attention to it, it can just sort of heat up and heat up and heat up and want to burn it all down. And that's where the dragon came from with my work with my clients.
Beautifully said. And I think that's where we get a little bit into where it's kind of nice because, and yes, by the way, thank you for introducing yourself. I forget. There's a few people who may be still getting to know you, but Shannon is another beautiful colleague and friend of Debbie and mine. And she's a medium and an angelic messenger and a healer, as well as a coach, and just an all around beautiful soul. And she's been on Embracing Infinity as well too. But I'm so happy you're able to pop in on this discussion with us too. And I know as we talk about that, like groundedness, we're talking about very like lower chakra energy. And that's been kind of an ongoing theme in the talking about anger. Hi, Daniela. Especially with women, of what we learn to do with that too, because society, culture, over time it wants to keep us all up here in the sweetness of us too. But there is a power and a confidence that is lower down in the lower half of our energetic system. I got another pop on the wall. So spirit is, I'm telling you, Big G is hot in the house over here, trying to get us into our power, everybody too. And that's where the Kundalini and everything rises. So I think we're just trying to figure out how we can get balance, but it's very difficult because sometimes when we actually do express our anger, then we get a backlash from it too. So what do we do with that when that happens? Because here we are just like trying to do better than we were before. We're like, I don't want to be a doormat anymore. I want to finally speak my truth. I want to finally, but then it maybe doesn't come out right. And then what do we do with that? Because then our greatest fears then come true. You know, now that person's mad at us. What do we do?
Mm.
Who wants to tackle that one?
I was going to say, I'll jump in for a quick
ahead,
second. And at least in my world, the idea is when we have the ability to honor our dragon, to honor our anger, and recognize it's just an indicator of, it's just an indicator of a boundary being pushed too far or us being disrespected. It gives us the comfort to bring it up earlier and earlier and earlier. So the irony is that in honoring our dragon, we can speak to it earlier and earlier, and then there actually isn't as much need for the dragon to get fired up because it's being constantly discharged and honored as we voice our boundaries being violated. I don't know. What about you, Debbie? Do you have any idea?
That.
I know I jumped in.
That.
Yeah,
that was perfect. Yeah.
I think, Shannon, what you were saying, looking at the emotions of the anger and looking at why we're being triggered or why it's giving us an opportunity to be reviewed, right? I always go back to self instead of looking at other people. We are in charge of how we react to the energies, and we're in charge of how we respond. And this is where your healing is going to show, and it's going to have that barrier naturally because you've done the work. And so if it's triggering you, then it's giving you an opportunity to say, oh, let me fix this. And where is it hurting me? Is it in my thoughts? Is it my mind? So I need to be mindful of my thoughts and how I'm thinking. Is it my emotions? Is it something personal? What is it bringing to the surface or to your awareness? And so I try my best to say, okay, I need more healing. I need to work on this, because really the journey is for self. And other people are characters in this book. They're this story that we're in, but how we react to it is ultimately is the prize, right? So if you don't give it energy, if you don't acknowledge it, it won't amplify. But some of it does move through our body, like the Kundalini that Jennifer speaks of, and there's a rise with the energy. It's like, the emotions that come in before we even get to the message is firing us up to be in that moment, right? To feel it, to express it, to embody it. That's a gift. Absorb that energy, anchor it, feel into it, and say thank you.
Beautiful. I love what both of you said. And anger is not wrong, nor any of the emotions that we experience. It's part of this human reality too. It's part of our multidimensional reality. I do believe our soul came here to not just feel one thing, to feel everything. And there is a sacredness to anger and even to rage, because there are experiences in this world that maybe deserve the element of rage when it comes to the depth of them, I shall say, just to put it in that frame of work too. And in the healing aspect too, I think one of the big topics that we've also talked about is we've got to get our nervous system regulated, because we're all so sensitive. And if we're not taking care of our just personal self-care of our nervous system, breathing, meditating, exercising, good nutrition, being grounded, then all of that other stuff gets to be a lot harder to do. So we can make things a lot easier on ourselves if we take good care of ourselves and each other, and just love each other. Shannon, there was a couple of shows ago we were talking about anger, and one of the gals replied back to we had a guest who was talking about how she pops off real easy, and another guest came on. We love you even when you're angry, even when you're angry. So it was just a beautiful kind of sisterhood that happened with that too, because we're all trying. It's just hard as women too, because we just aren't, with the way that culture is, and it's changing too. But the more we develop our confidence and we're commanding that respect, we'll have maybe less situations coming at us to make us angry in the first place.
Right.
So,
well, that's so well said. So well said, Jennifer. I think, one of the things that I also like to talk about, or can be really important to recognize, is that if we it can sometimes be difficult if we let our dragons do the talking, right? Like if our dragons are spewing the fire, that we might not get the reaction from other people that we want. That it can be a really nice partnership for our dragons to let us know, like, oh, I'm getting fired up, or oh, I'm getting agitated, but still then allowing, our adult self, our wise self to do the talking and do the expression of being pushed too far, or needs or wants, that it can be a really best practice for our dragons to, as much as possible, feed the information, but not necessarily be doing the talking, only because anger can be a really difficult emotion for other people to empathize with. That you can think about when people come at you with anger, it can be very difficult for us to connect with someone else as opposed to just wanting to reject that. That it's often when our wiser self does the communication around anger that it can communicate the hurt, the disappointment, the devastation, the sadness that's actually being acknowledged through the anger. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, very true. So I think our goal today here is because I know that Debbie wanted to do the dragon attunement, is to bring that energy in just to help us feel more confident and to feel more, what I would say, in our power. And that is not power over other people's, that's our self-empowerment. And the more we have that confidence and less insecurities, because we are, in our whole system, all of the, circuits are firing together in that balance of harmony. The dragon's just coming in like a little something on our shoulder, helping us to, have a good, clear understanding, clarity, from the illusions, so that we can see things clearly and know what to do, even if that means take a step back, take a little rest, take a breather, whatever it is that we need to do to make the situation have the best result for all parties. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think is that our goal? That's our goal with the dragon,
That's our goal. Yeah, I think that is the goal.
So with that, should we do some dragon messages? I know I want to keep in mind on the time. If I would like to, if it works out, give some people their names. It may show up as a different spirit animal for you too. But it's just one of the little things I do just kind of as a hobby with my friends. So I'm not, I thought it's my little hidden talent that I'll get the names of your dragons, or it might be another power animal too. So while I'm working on that, you two could go ahead and do your thing. But I need to know who's open. Exactly. So whoever's open, that means you're giving us permission to read you, so we know who's still here and who would like what. And I know, Debbie, you've got your cards.
Actually, I'll just channel in. I'll channel in. When you get the name, I'll channel in and see what they're coming in for.
Okay. But I need a minute to do that. So I need you do something first while I'm seeing who I'm guided to, and then I'm going to go and work with that. Because
so why don't
sometimes I receive it clairaudiently, and sometimes I need to write it down, and because they'll do an automatic writing version, and then I want to see if I can get a little bit of the information with the name as well.
Okay. So yeah. So I'll go ahead and I'll pick somebody while you're channeling in for that person, and let's see where it goes. Is that cool?
Perfect.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Nina. Nina Elias here. Oh, where did you go? Nina, are you here, Nina? I feel like I hope they're here.
Yeah, so we do need your validation and to stay with us. So we know that you haven't jumped ship to another life or whatever it is you might have had to do today. So we do need you to stay with us
Yeah.
and give us your consistent validation that you're here. Nina's
Right.
here. You're good. Okay.
Okay, good. So Jennifer's going to get the name of your dragon, and I'm getting the actual color. And so with the color that's coming, I'm wearing green, but I feel that there's a green component that's coming in. And when I'm getting this here, I'm getting it for the sense of healing. I feel that there's been emotions that it's coming in to help you with. I also feel, obviously we're mediums, so we're going to feel a connection of a gentleman who's a father who's supporting this. And as Shannon talked about the fire, right? If the fire is burning the residue or the darker atoms and the molecules, if the energy is associated to the root cause of grief that's connected to a gentleman, maybe this is someone that is living, it could be someone that has passed, but I feel either, for me, I'm feeling father of children, like they're coming in to bring healing around this, if you would understand this, a yes and a no and I don't know. I got my dragon code written on my hand right now, and so we're going to talk about this in a minute, but there is power. You know, everyone was so pumped up about the year of the dragon. Yeah, you know, it's like me and Caleb will be like, we're double dragons and we're rocking it. So it's like, how do you channel in that energy? So this dragon is not only here to help you with your emotions, this dragon is also here to bring in laughter, to bring in fun, to bring in joy, and to clear out the residue of your past of the last 6 years, 6 to 7 years. I'm being shown my Florida water. It's like, let's do some cleansing. Let's clear this out. You know, how do we clear the energy? So moving the energy within our energy field, our auric field, clearing it out, you know, moving it off the pancita. And it's like really honoring the tears too, right? And so I know that, I don't know if you're here, my love, but this would resonate with you, a yes and a no, and I don't know, would be amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Are you still here, Nina? Just give us a little yes or no that you're in. I feel like she's
yes.
just taking all that in.
She said yes.
Taking it all that in.
I felt that
Okay.
too. So go ahead, Jennifer.
Okay, beautiful. So I also have Jesse too. So Jesse, let me know that you're still here too. So Nina, your dragon gave me the name of Sarah, and Sarah means noble woman or princess. And so what I also want you to understand is when these spirit animals come in for you too, they are a reflection of who you are as well. So I want you to take that noble woman or princesses is not just for your dragon, but as a part of you, a reflection of you. So that's important to understand. So that's what I want to give to you. Did you want to add anything,
Shannon?
Nope, all great. I'm just very much feeling the power and the strength of Nina's dragon, Sarah.
Yeah, she's very beautiful. So please take in that royal regal energy, because that is part of you. And that is how we carry ourselves. You carry yourselves that way. I can see your feet going along the path very purposely. Every step you take has meaning and has power, and you leave a little spot of gold and glitter with every step you take. So know that as you touch the ground in this very kind of spiritual, deep way, you're also leaving a bit of your magic, your sparkle, your regalness onto the world and making your imprint. Okay, that's beautiful. Thank you, Nina, for letting us work. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to add one more thing that they're telling me to show her. And for those that are listening in here, how do we do the alchemy of the work and work with the dragon, right? You now know it's the color green. You can embody the color green, but the fire, right? If you visualize that you're sitting in the fire and now you have the name Sarah. So imagine that she's standing with you and you blend so close that fire just rises and burns within you and all around you. There is energy. There is a transformation energy that comes with the fire, like the phoenix. So you just close your eyes and just visualize that everything is burning, and it's just like fire within the hands, fire within the mind, fires within your third eye, and just letting it burn through your senses and through your body. So you can do this throughout the day. And I feel like with you, Nina, like if you're at work and you just get irritated by somebody, like, girl, let me bring my fire in, hold up, and call in Sarah, take a little shift, back it up, and let that, you got to get the head moving if you have to, girl, get the suave and let that fire roar. And so this is going to help you with the emotions, my love. And so we're going to leave you with that. I know you're going to Jesse,
Beautiful.
So we'll go to Jesse.
Yeah. So Jesse, your dragon's name is Theodore, which means a gift from God. So that is who has come in for you. and allow him to remind you how special and beautiful and perfect you are, my dear, because I feel like you're a very humble soul, and that's a beautiful thing. But it's also okay to know how incredibly awesome you are too. So please take that in your own divinity into you. Okay, and then I'm going to hand it back over to you, ladies. Yeah, so Jesse's Sarah was for Nina. Theodore is for you, Jesse. So that's your dragon's name that come in for you. And just remember that your dragon is reflecting to you who you are, which is that beautiful gift from God. My darling, what would you like to add to that?
Yeah, well,
Jen?
it's interesting. I'm getting a sense of he's got this very quiet strength, this very dignified strength and power. And so there's so much smolder in him. That smolder in him, it's I get the sense of him, he's that power of knowing that you have the bomb and you could detonate it if you wanted to, but because you know you've got that bomb with you, then you don't have to. And so it gives you that strength of knowing that you've got that bomb, you've got that grenade, but you don't actually need to use it because it's got your back and it's with you at all times. And what I get the sense of with him is part of his power and part of his strength is his knowledge, this sort of academic knowledge, this academic strength, this wisdom that comes with him. And so that he's able to utilize wisdom as part of that ability to set boundaries, to stop things from happening, from moving early. And actually a lot of what I feel like really motivates him and is protecting others, that there's that understanding of, because he's got that bomb, that wisdom and that strength and that power gets to be used to defend and protect others. And there's this, absolutely, this is part of your unique gift, and to absolutely go ahead and to use it as that motivator, as that ability to help and protect, others. Then in protecting others, you're also protecting yourself, right? You've got that internal protector at all time. And I feel like this is very much part of your life plan, your life purpose, is being given such a powerful, knowledgeable, wise dragon that it's part of your work in the world. And feel free to jump in, Debbie, if you have anything to add to that.
Yeah. And so I'm getting the color for you, white. And when she said God, that God energy, Theodore, they took me to the ocean. So it's like working with the gods of the ocean. And I was feeling into this. They say the sensitivity. If you are emotionally, if you tear up quicker, it's a gift. And that is your body releasing the energies, just like the emotions of that ocean. And so there's power in that water. So the element that I'm getting for you with this dragon is water. So if I were to look at your dragon, I could fly on this big white, dragon that sits on a rock, and I can overlook the ocean. And it's almost like I'm really traveling worlds within worlds. And so the depth of where you can go, Jesse, is in that heavier, darker realms, because you're able to rise with that energy into the essence of the love of God and spirit. So when you're in that depth of the deepness of that water, there are treasures in there, Mijito. Grab them. Grab those gifts and let that dragon, it's almost like a gift from the ocean. I literally saw this golden chain just put on you as a token of their love for you, because as I'm wearing a sunflower also, it's like giving back that sweetness, the sunflowers, to the ocean, that sweetness of the honey and that nectar of love. And so I also feel there's a component in there with love for you. So take the hummingbird spirit, take the dragon spirit, because I know we said animals, and the animals do work with you, not just the dragon. So when the animals are coming to you also, it's also a token of honoring you as the healer that holds that link for those different mysterious roles. So thank you, Jesse, for letting me hold space for you.
That was awesome. That's so awesome. I love it. Oh my God, I could do this all day with you guys. This is so awesome.
Yes.
Okay. I also want to say hi. Nancy's just jumped on. Lily's jumped on too. Hey, everybody. So good to see you guys. And Christopher James is here too. And Also, Albla's here too. She said she put her
I
names
saw
in the
her from
pyramids.
Egypt.
So I'm like,
I
oh,
asked her. I was like, yes. I was like, girl, you're going to Egypt. We want our names. Throw some prayers for Debbie in Egypt. Egyptian.
yeah.
Okay, don't take me to a whole nother level because the goddess to me
I
is
know
just
we
so
can go to
come
a whole
out.
nother. Yeah, we can go to a whole nother conversation about Egypt too. But that's the same energy. That is that same beautiful. I'm talking about, the ancient wisdom, that fire. I know that, we're talking about Reiki a little bit too, because you're going to do the attunement to one of the offshoots of the original Reiki 2 is the Holy Fire Reiki 2 that came in, and that gentleman came and channeled that from going in the pyramids over in Egypt. Just a little fun fact with that too. So that brings in that kind of more of, and the Holy Fire is another word for the Kundalini. So it just depends on if you're spiritual or religious. The words are different, but the experience is the same. So it's all in how we frame it too. With that too. I was drawn to Erica, and I got Sally for her, and which also means princess as well. So we've got a lot of the queen, princess, regal energy coming into. I have this vision of her kind of, in Renaissance-y times, wearing that, the clothes of the times with the long hair too, and just being very beautiful and graceful too. So carrying that beautiful and graceful energy with that too. And there's a very romantic element to your dragon and yourself as well that I bring in, because it feels very beautiful, as if just like, the lovely, scent of the gardenias, just kind of came in, wafted by us with your essence. So that's really beautiful. I'll hand it over to you, ladies.
I'll let Shannon go. Go ahead, Shannon.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Like as you're talking about this, you're exactly right. So much beauty here. I get the imagery of like the dragon that guards the castle, right? That Erica is that princess, that queen in the castle, and that her dragon has this intrinsic sense of beauty, of the divine nature of beauty. And it feels very much that part of her fire, her passion, her knowledge, this dragon's fire, passion, and knowledge is around the importance of beauty, again, of rightness and wrongness, but rightness and wrongness more around that sense of divine order. And I just want to acknowledge how protective she feels of you, Erica. Like, your dragon loves you so much, and she so much wants you to feel safe, to feel that anger, especially at the very early stages, that it's okay to, simply say, hey, I don't like it when dirty towels are left on the floor, or, I don't like it when that, like the lid is left off the toothpaste. That your understanding of beauty and order, even at those minute levels, like full permission to, I talk about oftentimes tolerations, those little things that we feel like we have to tolerate that are the early stages of anger. And your dragon saying, actually, no, you don't. That understanding of beauty and order is part of it. And that she very much wants you to feel safe, to know that, like, yeah, the toilet tissue goes on, top over bottom and not bottom over top. That's part of your gift to the world, to express that displeasure.
That's funny.
The print goes on the outside, everybody.
Exactly. And that is a true gift. So yeah, I'll hand it over to you, Debbie. A little bit more of a lighthearted message from this dragon, but like
that is cute. So I know Erica Neva, and there was a lot that just surfaced for you, my love, and I was getting the color red. And I know you love fairies, but I was taken to the castle. So this dragon loves to be treated like the queen or part of that royal family, right? And so when we're connecting to that, I'm in the forest, I'm in the woods, I'm with the fairies, I'm with the gnomes, and that's that trickster energy also, right? It's also magical and mystical, but I'm definitely getting that for you. And what was really cool, the gift for you to work with this dragon was past life and Akashic records. So if you haven't done that yet, I feel the magic just opening up in the books, and it was showing me to clear out time and past times and really being able to it's almost like shape shifting into different. So this dragon is very magical and mystical. It can go from one person to another person to another person, which is a gift that you also embody. So you have that as well. And so this dragon is like, reach for the stars. And I know it's here to bring healing with the connection to mom and the connection to family, and to help bring forward your power to step in your truth as a divine goddess that you are. So that's what I get for you.
Okay, sorry, you couldn't hear me. I was talking. I was talking with no sound. Okay, I'm getting a sip of water there too. That was so beautiful, both of you too. I wanted to check in. I want to be mindful of the time too, because I know Kelly has a show at 1 too. Is Christopher James still here? Are you still online with us? If you could give us a quick yes, hello. If not, I will just get a message to you with yours, but just let me know if you're still here, Christopher James. No. Yes, no, yes, no. He may have had to go off to lunch too. Okay, then I can just send him I did get one for him, and I can just send him a message. Daniela, let's do Daniela, and then we'll do the attunement. Does that sound good? Okay, all right. So why don't one of you start, because I need to get your name for you, my darling.
Go ahead, Shannon, girl. Go ahead.
Yes,
All right.
please, Shannon.
Daniela, it's really interesting. I'm getting this image of your dragon, very much like this best friend energy, right? Like this, powerful, and like that best friend who just stands in the back and like, I've got your back. It's almost like, he's got a little bit, he comes up to me as male, and he comes up to me as got a little bit of this like bro energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like this, this best friend bro energy that is, feels like part of his power is his sense of humor, right? So that he means business. He's not going to let anyone mess with you, but he's got this, he's got this bro energy. And part of what he is trying to feel into, what I'm getting right now is just really showing up around wanting permission for you to have a good time. Right? Permission for you to have a good time, have some enjoyment, have some time for yourself. I feel him coming up where he's almost like pushing people away from her, like stay away from my Daniela, stay away from her, so like she can have time for herself, time to do what she wants to do. Her projects are important, really doing his best to keep all of the riffraff and all of the things that actually aren't supporting your life's purpose. And I'm feeling it's really important right now where he's like, permission to say no, right? Permission to say no to other people's needs, what other people want for you to be doing to them, because what he really wants, this ability to, protect you from the nonsense that actually doesn't serve you. And he wields a bit of humor in that ability where it doesn't have to be serious to say no, that it gets to be playful. You can joke about it, but you still get to mean business when you say no. And I'll turn it over to Debbie with that.
Thank you. So Daniela, girl, I love you, my girl, for being in here. And immediately with me, I'm just getting rainbows. So you didn't just get one color, you got the whole, you came in hot. You got all the elements. So Spirit is wanting, your dragon is wanting you to work with all the elements, the earth, the fire, the wind, the water, all of it. And it was like this magic of healing, of the crystals, of that grid, of like that deep core of the earth. It's almost like Kelly, she has that snail that goes and it swirls like a tornado. So you are here to, this dragon, your bro, is here to disrupt the energies. And so all the havoc and chaos, they're coming in to bring harmony. And that dragon is ready to just, it's almost like, you know, the sword of God, it just pops onto the earth and just cracks everything. And so your dragon is saying to use the tail of the dragon to break up the energy. It's like an arrow that goes down. And as it goes down, the vision of the fire goes up. So it's heaven on earth. They're breaking the energies from all planes in order to bring balance. You must have had a conversation 3 days ago with Spirit, and they're telling me, how do I change the energy of humanity? And they've given you a crystal vision. They place it in your hand. So it's like that crystal clear vision of how to move forward. So this dragon is also going to help you with clarity on your mission, is what I'm getting here. And so congratulations to you. You got an amazing bro. I mean, like, who doesn't like a bro with colors? We all love some colors, y'all. So that's what I got.
Okay, I'm bursting at the seams on this one, Daniela. Okay, you got two. You got a male and a female, and this is going to make total sense to you. Okay, so the male that both Shannon and Debbie brought in, its name is Thomas. Thomas means twin, and it talks about the dual nature. I'm going to just read it here. Thomas symbolizes a dual nature that often mirrors human struggle and doubts on the path to spiritual enlightenment. So that makes perfect sense with everything that you just got there too. And then your female dragon is named Isabella, devoted to God. God is my oath. So I know that you are highly intuitive because you were just on my show last week, and you're going to understand how those two go together in the most beautiful, perfect, and magical way. So you've got a double, you got a twofer on there too. So that was very exciting. I want to say too with Isabella, that comes in for you. She means business, just like Thomas does. She means business. And so she's helped you along the path when people weren't treating you kindly, or when you've been misunderstood, when you've been thrown those, what I would say, trials and challenges along the way, because I know the work that you do is very important. Oh, Christopher's still here. Okay, we'll get next to you, love. I know the work that you do is very important. You are on a mission to help elevate humanity. And that's why they have come through for you here to give you that extra bit of support and those extra reminders. So you've got one for each shoulder, my love. So that's beautiful. Okay, let's head over to Christopher. So Christopher, a lot of themes here too. The one that I got for you, his name is Ian. It's a male for you, and it means God is gracious, gift from God. So there you go. So there's a lot of themes here with the names coming through. So this is letting us know that the divine creator has brought us all into here today in this beautiful harmony, in this beautiful container of love, and understanding that this creator is bringing all of this forward for us so that we can live our best lives. So Christopher, your dragon's name is Ian. God is gracious, a gift from God. And I feel like you definitely know what to do with that. You connect through your power, through music, and through your creative abilities. I know you're a deep thinker, and I know you're a soft, warm, gentle heart, but with a lot of strength. And that strength comes in because of your high sensitivity to help you keep moving forward through your journey. But I know there is a really strong communication with music that Spirit speaks through you for your journey moving forward on your path ahead. You're a bit of a jumper. You jump from stone to stone to stone. That's how they're showing. I'm not seeing you walking. I'm seeing you jump from like stone to stone to stone. You're like doing a little hop, 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 which is really quite interesting. So that I've never seen it that way before. So that's really cool. So you like to really move around and change course a little bit, but you still keep moving forward. So that's super cool. What would you guys like to add to that, Debbie and Shannon?
You want to go ahead, Shannon?
I'll jump in quickly and then hand it over to you. Just that I'm seeing, along with that creator energy, I was immediately seeing a very anime kind of dragon, right? That dragon, that shifting imagery and shifting. So part of that power of being able to awe from that shifting, that shape shifting that happens from that anime and that creativity of that anime dragon. I think that's all I'm getting for right now, so I'll pass it over to you, Debbie.
Thank you. Okay, so with you immediately, Christopher, I was getting the color blue. And so when they were showing me the blue, there was a connection to Atlantis. And so you have this ancient wisdom, and this dragon is stepping forward to help you to remember the wisdom to put into a book. So either you're writing a book, but they're coming to bring you stillness and calmness so that you can get the data that needs to be shared within this lifetime. You have traveled many, many lands of, as Jennifer was saying, right? But all the information you've collected needs to be shared. You're holding back your power. So this dragon is helping you work through the water of the emotions. And I felt it to be very still. And so the calmness that steps forward, this dragon is giving you that confidence to put it all on paper, the thought of how to outline it, to put it into different perspectives in the way that it would be understood. Because the data that you're receiving is coming from a high intellectual area of guides, it's trying to make it simpler form so that we would understand it. Not only is there a vibration that comes with it, but there's also the sound and the words that are coming with it. And so this dragon very much is of music, of sound, of calmness, and also wisdom and still. So that is the energy that's stepping forward for you with the color blue. So I thank you.
That's beautiful. I saw the blue too. That was so beautiful too. And just bringing, like you said, that sky blue, bringing the peace and calm there too. And Christopher, if you could just give us a little something in the chat box just to keep the flow going for you too. And the other thing I was getting for you too, because that Cancerian energy that we were talking about before with the water and the emotions that's come into play astrologically with this last full moon too, and the fire of the dragon. Sometimes people will say like fire and water don't mix. They actually do, because they make the steam, and that steam moves into the ethers, into the spirit, and spreads it out. It's like lighting a candle. So once you light the candle, the lighter and the candle itself, and then the smoke comes up in the air, it's the same thing. The air and fire mix very well together. Then it spreads that divine, holy, beautiful love energy like into the ethers, and that goes out to the all, to the everything too. So that comes into play very well for you, for your sensitive nature. So it's beautiful, that beautiful blue calmness that came in. I really loved that for you too. So I hope you got all of that. I'll make sure to send a message and let you know that if we don't hear from you in the chat box, just to let you know that there was messages there for you too. But I do feel like that was important, that he needed to receive. Debbie, would you like to move on to your attunement?
Yeah, let's close it up. I'm going to take us to I'm going to keep it as quick as we can, because I know Kelly has her show next. So I'm going to just give you guys an exercise. And the first thing is, obviously we were talking about the trickster energy and the heavier, denser energies that we were working through, right? So, and Raven, if you're in here still, Raven writes these codes. So there's divine Reiki codes that all of us can look into. It's free. They were given as a gift by those that created it and sat with it from spirit world. And what happens is, everything has a symbol, right, in Reiki. So we have our symbols to clear, to protect, to bring peace and harmony. Well, there are codes, quantum healing codes that we get. And I have it written on my hand. So all of you right now can use this for yourself. The number is 1331989. Now, Raven writes it on her candle in the morning. She writes it on her body. For those that are intuitive, we're reading the auric field, the energy that we hold on to, right? And so you can write it in your auric field. 1331989. Our body will hold the memory. Now, I want to share with you why this is helpful, especially during these times that Jennifer spoke of, right? So it helps us with our aura. It increases our magnetism, right? Which is that electric magnetic field. We're like vibey. Thank you, Jennifer, for putting it in the comments. It helps us with overcoming trickery, darker energy, slander, anything hidden, plots, like all that, it helps fight those type of energies. And it destroys the energies actually of the darker, if you believe the darker energies, right? So this actual code is a protection. It also protects for the business. It protects your finances. It protects you as an individual. So if you, this again, it's your belief system, right? Do you believe when you go to get Reiki? Do you believe the symbols clearing and releasing? So if you're working with the quantum healing numbers, you can all Google this. You can all research it. It's free. It's out there for us to work with. I've taught my students, we can put it in our water, our coffee, and our food. So we're tuning everything that we eat and we work with, right? Or we're drinking. Your cards, you can just write the number 1331989 on your code, bringing in protection into your drink. I usually do tea, and I don't have the tea in front of me, but I'll add the tea. So if you're doing like cinnamon or you're doing peppermint, all of those have components of clearing, protecting, and bringing abundance. So you can I'm teaching you a little bit of my little magic, right? So you're putting in a little magic with your tea, and then you seal it with the honey. So you're sealing all that sweetness in with the honey. And what happens to the water? Our body's made of water. We're absorbing that energy, that intention. So we're bringing in that goodness into our body. It doesn't have to always be the code, right? It doesn't always have to be the code. And what happens is you can choose a code if it's an illness, if it's something intuitively. This actually helps bring out your intuition. So this code is actually for your intuition also. So it's not just protection from the darker energies, it's enhancing your intuition as well. And so if you're bringing this into your energy field, your body is going to remember, I'm protected. I'm overcoming these energies. My business is protected. This is all goodness and sweetness that's coming forward. But that's even with the words that we speak of. So there's an intent behind it. So what I'm guided to do is I'm going to bring you guys into a little meditation really quickly here. So all of you can just close your eyes. And I want you to think of your dragon. I want you to feel into his or her energy. Allow her to blend or him to blend with you. What color comes to your mind? Don't judge it. Just think of the color quickly that comes to your thoughts. Feel your hand holding into the essence of this dragon. Allow the blend to come where they hold you from behind and they blend within your mind, body, and spirit. As I infuse you with the 1331989 into your auric field, if you put open, we're sending that attunement into the mind, into the body, into the spirit, to your auric field. Feel into the essence of the energies of the earth. The flowers that Jennifer speaks of, the water that roars, the wind that breathes right by you, and the sun that shines the fire. Allow the elements to swirl around you. As you are reminded, you're protected by the energies and the frequency of spirit. Fly high with your dragon. Pause. How is this dragon coming into your life to help you today? What is the name of your dragon? What does it look like? Where is the house of your dragon? Give it permission to breathe into the essence of who you are. Allow the energies to flow within the mind and the body of the spirit. Allow the earth to be grounded with all these energies. Bring all these energies into the earth. As you manifest your heart's desires, this dragon will be with you. As you manifest your dreams, give it permission. Welcome it even closer. Give gratitude again. For this dragon will walk with you side by side. And so it is. I'll leave you with that.
That was beautiful, Debbie. Beautiful power and presence of divine spirit with us too. Shannon, do you have any? Oh, good. You got your message, Christopher. That makes me so happy. Shannon, would you like to leave us with any thoughts before we go? Before I give my final thoughts, I want to let you give your final thoughts.
Just the reminder from our dragons of the divinity of witnessing our fire, our passion, which sometimes shows up as anger, but it goes hand in hand with the fuel that drives us and keeps us on our divine path and mission in life. Thank you both.
That's beautiful, beautiful. And what I was receiving too is because I do feel beautiful Holy Spirit that brought all of this together here today in the most graceful love. And we remember too that we are that purity of heart and spirit. We are that sweetness and that lightness of love. But that spirit is also passionate and strong and powerful. And that is where we're trying to bring it all in together. It's not just half. We didn't come here to live half a life. We came here to live our whole life, and that empowerment, that passion for living and being. And if you feel like you don't have a place for this energy to move, find something creative to put it into, to create for yourself. You know, especially as women, as we get a little bit older, once, you know, your kids are older, there needs to be a place to put that creative energy to. Otherwise, it's like, what do we do with that? So find a project, something that you're passionate about, to put that energy into, so there's a release for that. It's a positive way of moving forward with that energy too. I want to thank everybody who joined today. I know we've had some more friends that just joined on a little bit later as well. You can go back and watch the recording. All of our beautiful friends for holding space. You are all angels in our world, and we love you so, so very much. There's so much love here, from spirit, from all of us here together. Love for Kelly, who's in the background, you know, keeping us all safe and secure here, and putting all the comments for us too. I'm glad you left your messages. This was so much fun. Again, please join me to Kelly at 1:00 for the numerology hour. That's in about half an hour. She'll be doing your numerology readings. That will be very helpful and insightful for you all as well. And then tomorrow morning, I will be on with Craig Hendricks at 10 a.m. I will be posting that later this afternoon on my page on Jennifer Rose and Medium Jennifer Rose, the information about that. So if you can, we're going to talk about healing and cancer and the beautiful work that he's doing. It's just incredible and amazing. And I'm so happy to be sharing that with all of you here today. Please join us for Sunday service on Sunday. Ms. Debbie Romero will be there. Miss Fran Pierce, Melinda, Nancy, and Paul Bannister will be there. So it's going to be a really love-filled event too as well. I know. Yes, well said. Thank God and the Holy Spirit for everything this afternoon. Amen, brother, to that. I'm right there with you too, because it came in the most just beautiful, beautiful way. So thank you all. Please, everybody, thank you for holding space. If you're able to like and follow the Sacred Spiral Network page and all of our pages, we appreciate that as a little love in return for all that we're giving out to all of you too. We so appreciate it. A like, a follow, share, comment, tag, subscribe to the Sacred Spiral Network over on YouTube. Debbie's got her Transcend with Debbie over on YouTube too, if you subscribe to her. Shannon's here on Facebook as well. And Shannon, where can people reach you for coaching as well?
If they reach out to
or a reading.
Yeah, exactly. You can find me on Instagram at Shannon Rattay.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And so thanks for coming on and being our surprise guest here today. I'm so glad that it worked out. So that was just so awesome. So look at how Spirit brought everyone together, and really like they moved all of the pieces around to make this possible, because they knew what we all needed here today and what was meant to be. So I'm just, like I say, never surprised, but so awe and amazed and thankful and grateful. Please, everybody, have a beautiful afternoon, evening, and weekend. Stay safe, and please remember that love is your guide. It's not going to lead you wrong. So hold it, find that internal knowing. There's, a lot of beauty out here, and then there's a lot of beauty inside you to help guide you moving forward. That creative passion will help push you in the right direction. And that is love itself manifesting through you as the dream come true. That is you. And so just know, without you in this reality, it would all unravel and nothing would exist. That is how important you are, my dear friends. So may all this love and healing, I've got chills with that. May all this love and healing that we've created be infinitely multiplied, so that every being on this planet, in this world and beyond, feels loved, seen, heard, valued, appreciated, respected, and glorified. For we are all part of this one great light and love. Thank you. Have a beautiful one, everybody. Enjoy your lunches, enjoy your dinners, and please come on back for Kelly in just a few minutes. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Lots of love. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Shannon.